I have spent a career working with people living with dementia, helping them to thrive. And they have taught me quite a marvelous secret. And it's one that I take forward into my coaching practice. What they've taught me many times over is that the most happy experiences that take place when we are not using our memory. So the cognitive function that takes place when we're using our memory actually may be causing us some problems. So I ask you, do you live through inspiration or do you live through memory? Now I'm going to teach you a really simple self-compassion practice today, and it's going to help you to live more through inspiration than memory. My name is Laura Jessica Walker, and I am a coach, a burnout coach, and I've had many, many labels in my lifetime, from nurse to wife, mum, co-founder, company director, CEO, bottle washer, temptress, maybe. Some of those, by the way, I've given myself. Now, what I want to do is I want to help you to see how important it is to give ourselves a break using the analogy of the octopus. Stay with me. So octopuses are incredibly intelligent invertebrates, and they're found everywhere. So if you live near the coast, there's likely to be octopuses near you. And that's why that they turn up in mythology all the time and in stories. And I take them to be inspiration. And currently, the octopus is amazing inspiration for technology. The way that they propulse, is that a word? Propel maybe themselves through the sea is currently being looked at to see how we as humans can take very heavy things through the water. I don't know what those things are, by the way. And also they have these self-sealing suctions on all their amazing legs, and they're being looked at too in terms of robotics and how can robots grip things. And they have the most amazing muscular structure, which is also being studied at the moment. Now, I watched a video just a week ago of an octopus getting inside a beer bottle that happened to make its way to the bottom of the sea, into this tiny, tiny, tiny little space, and then out again. And when she came out, she took on not only the color, but also the texture of everything around her. It's quite phenomenal. So here's the thing, if we're to be more octopusy, then we will live with inspiration. And inspiration means flexibility, adaptability, versatility. Whereas when we live from a place of memory, then we're much more rigid, we're mistrusting. With memory, and they're not always conscious, they can be unconscious memories. In fact, mostly they are unconscious memories of traumas that we might be holding, and those can be little mini traumas. They don't have to be massive traumas, but that's how we experience life. We carry this stuff around with us. We remember the things where people let us down or where things didn't go well, so we're less likely to try. So how then do we take this inspiration forward into our lives? I'm going to do that by talking to you about a lady that came to me who was retired, and she had had enough. And she said to me that she was at her lowest that she's ever been. And when she told me her story, I realized that low was low, because this woman had lost a child when she was younger. Now, she said to me, my relationship with my husband is absolutely terrible. I spend most of my time worrying about the fact that he might die. Every time he gets into the car, I feel really anxious. And yet his breathing irritates me. She said that her neighbor, who was the closest person to her, they just didn't have a relationship anymore. They'd fallen out and weren't talking. And she was totally detached from her community. Now, when she came to me, I have to admit, I was unsure in terms of what way I would go. And so I stopped for a minute and I breathed and I took inspiration. And it came to me that I wanted her to use an old Hawaiian practice. Now, the Hawaiians believe that by saying these 4 things over and over again, that it gets rid of those unconscious blocks, those unconscious memories. And so I said to her, I want you to say these 4 things and you need to trust me. You need to say, I love you, I'm sorry, I forgive you, and thank you. And I told her, I want you to say this over and over again. I want you to say it when you go to bed, when you get up in the morning, at any time in the day. I just want you to keep saying it. And she said to me, I can't say things in my head. I'll have to say it out loud. And I said, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just keep doing it. When she came back to her session a week later, she told me for the first time in years, she'd sat in the back garden under the moon with her husband and they'd had the most amazing conversation. She told me that as her neighbor walked up the path, she didn't avoid eye contact with her, but kept eye contact and said hello and felt incredibly different. And she told me about when on dog walks, when bumping into people from the village, again, the eye contact was up and she said hello, and what a difference that had made to her week. Now, following on from this gave me so much more confidence in telling her to continue. Let's keep doing what's working. And also over those 12 weeks that we worked together, we were able to tease out what was really going on in terms of those memories that, those unconscious memories that were getting in the way of the beliefs that she had, the fears that she had that people close to her might die. And what we did is we found the legacy that her son had left by looking at how he saw the world. And it became very apparent that he lived through inspiration, that he was lifted by a flower, the color of it. He was lifted by looking at the clouds. And when we explored further, it was about being in that present moment without those memories, just the present moment. And she was delighted to realize that she could live out the rest of her life through retirement, having let go of all that stuff and hold that legacy of her son with her. It was quite phenomenal. So I want to leave with you today those 4 phrases that I want you to say and try it, saying them in your head or out loud if you want to, over and over again, and see what happens when you go through your day with I love you on your lips, with I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you.